Morning, guys. Welcome back to Horsepower TV this week. Special thanks to Rafter C Livestock Transportation and Cattle Rolling Crew for getting my show out there. As you can see, I'm not in the Kenworth Studios this morning. I'm back in the office. I came home for a couple of days. I had a doctor's appointment here yesterday morning. It was nothing big. It was just a routine check 'em up by the radiologist. Wanted to see how I was doing, all that kind of stuff. So still everything a-okay. And I got a funeral to go to on the second this Saturday, which is always a bummer. But unfortunately, there's two things I had to do, so I had to come home even though we're busy. It kind of hurts the pocketbook a little bit, but you kind of got to do things like that every now and I guess. Hey, I want to touch on a few things this morning. We've got a lot of new guys coming in, especially this time of year, and I know I'm training in multiple ones right now. There's a few things you guys need to figure out, and first of all, yes, we do run logbooks. I know there's a lot of guys. Oh, you don't need logbooks. No, we got to run them. Even we've got so many good exemptions in our favor that you can run it legal. You don't have to run two, three, four books. I used to do back in the day. You officers didn't hear that. Anyway, so yeah, you can run your logbooks and do it correctly. I would go over some things like that. I still might have a show on that one of these days. Um, I know somebody inside the FMCSA here at home, here at the local office, who I'd like to sit down with and then put her on and go over our regulations and rules and stuff that we exemptions that we are given, so that there's no misunderstanding. There's a lot of misinterpretation by not only drivers but by even maybe more so the officers, because there's been some things put out that have give them the wrong information. Believe it or not, I mean, our logbooks. There's only a few rules in that book, in the FMCSA book, that we need to know, and you should know them. Your times of service and stuff like that. It's not hard to figure out, and you should know them. The officer, he's got a whole stack of stuff. He's not dealing with just cow trucks. He's got a whole stack of of rules and regulations that the industry is supposed to follow, which we're exempt from. But if he does not understand them or he reads them wrong, then it's like it's your word against his. Unfortunately, he's the officer, so his rule a lot of times applies. But anyway, those are things you need to follow up on and learn them, and code the codes and stuff for our 150 air mile radiuses and all that kind of stuff that we get where we don't have to log on duty time. Um, and Also, when you're learning, learn your trailer. Know how your trailer loads. Most of the time, we don't do drop and hook, so most of the time you're under the same trailer all the time. So get with somebody who knows, and if you're there and you're new and you're loading with guys maybe you don't know, they'll help you. Ask them. If they're from your own outfit, then they better be helping you. Because it's only benefiting them if you do it right and correctly and look good doing it. It's uh, it's just one of those things that you need to learn to know how many head to put in certain compartments. My cousin come up with a formula, or figured out the formula the other day. Well, he didn't figure it out; he already knew it. He just put it down in writing so that we could teach it. But I think him and I are going to put on a class, at least for us here at Rafter C. Um, I think there's too much obligation, or I don't want to say obligation. There's too much threat of someone getting misinterpreted at the wrong outfit. So we'll just keep that amongst ourselves. Like I said, if I can get a show put down with the person I know at the FMCSA where they can back up everything I say, so it's not just me telling you, it's the gospel, then maybe we'll do that. But you guys can look up all them rules and regulations. There are some of those things that you've got to dig deep to find them all, because certain states don't quite follow them the same as what they should. So they'll tell you one thing, but it's really not. So anyhow, those are some things that you need to know. And since I'm at home, and I was on my way home the other night, I ran across a few of them "don't be that guys" that I've talked about and such, and the traffic and things. I'm coming down the freeway the other night, and this little car it's passing me, but they're not going anywhere very fast. They're just putting along, and they get about to the front of my bumper, and they decide that it is time to pull over. So they move over. It's like the little lights on their mirror are still blinking, telling them there's danger, danger. Their collision warning system's going off, and they still try to move over right into me. So I had to move over, and luckily there's nobody on my right side that was in my way. And then I honked at them, and they moved back, and then they got scared and slowed down. So it's like, oh my God, it's just. And then literally, I taped, or not, didn't tape. I timed a truck the other night. We was coming down the freeway, and I'm coming up. There's two trucks there, and this truck pulls out in front of me just for him. I'm already out in the lane to make a pass, but he just whips her out there. 30 minutes. Took him 30 minutes to go around that other truck. I mean, oh my God, I don't know how. I mean, he was probably going maybe a half a mile faster, maybe not even that long. I mean, it just only a quarter. I mean, you could barely tell the difference. There's times I think they were going about the same speed. I mean, God dang it, guys, just stand on that thing and go around. If you don't have the ability with the governor or whatever to do that, then don't do it. Okay, it's just apparently he figured he was the only one that had anywhere to go. I've been on the road for almost 4 weeks. I had someplace to go. I was going home. I was tired. Get the fuck out of my way. Anyway, so yeah, see it every day. But anyhow, so those are a couple things to keep in. And I know it's kind of a boring conversation, but it's important. You need to know those things. So anyway, and the saying for the month will be: ride for the brand or go home. Okay. Every month I'm going to come up with a new one. Maybe. I have a hard time coming up with content this morning. I had a kind of a headache this morning. So anyhow, so you guys be good. We'll catch you next week on Horsepower TV. See you later. Be careful. Bye.